Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi my loves, it's Destin.Choice and you're watching Choice TV. So for today's video, we're here to talk about Sprinkle Sprinkle.
Sprinkle Sprinkle, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Play games, and when they try to play the games, you will catch it, and then you will flip it and win. You don't fall in love ever unless you fall in love with his lifestyle. Okay? And I always tell women to have a goal before they go into the relationship or start dating somebody. Have a goal. The goal is a physical item. If you don't get that physical item, you keep dating them until you do. You don't give up nothing. You don't give up any type of sex or nothing until you get the physical item. It could be money, it could be a gift, it could be whatever. But that is your goal. That's what you focus on. You don't focus on if he's gonna call you, if he's gonna text you, if he likes you, if he's the one that you're gonna marry. Is this your soulmate? You don't focus on any of those. Every time you talk to him, oh, so I was thinking maybe we could go to the mall later. You want to walk around? You know, like, it would be so romantic.
Also known as Shera, also known as Leticia Padua. Now, Leticia Padua is a 44-year-old grown woman who is married, sophisticated, educated, and is in a very hypergamous relationship with her man. Hypergamy is a popular term that has been popularized in recent years due to westernized women being tired of settling. Women are tired of settling in the Western world and splitting bills with men who want them to lead, but aren't really worth being led by. And a lot of people pretty much look up to her, more specifically women who aspire to be in her predicament. Now, she clearly promotes hypergamy, but a lot of males on the internet don't really like her very much. Well, the ones who don't know who she is, and the ones who don't really care to look into her, and the ones that don't really listen to her. And a lot of women don't like her as well because they believe that she's just a gold digger and she's the blind leading the blind.
Sprinkle, sprinkle, lady. Her behavior to that of the late Kevin Samuels. She has admitted to being a female narcissist, a sociopath. She has admitted, you know, she's married a narcissist, a cheater. Like, before she married her husband, he made her the side chick. And she knowingly knew about it. Actually, she was side chick number 2. He had a wife, he had a girlfriend, and then he put her second to his girlfriend. She was a second side chick. And she claims that she broke things off with him and moved on, and he came back wanting her back in his life. So for her to, you know, she said she wanted to get revenge, and she married him to control his money. And she thinks by sitting on her fat ass and telling women how to manipulate men for money because she's controlling her husband's money, it makes her exempt from being a pick-me. She has actually, she has recreated the term pick-misha, even though I guess she's the one that created it. At first, pick-misha meant, you know, settling for a man by any means, but I guess she's changed and switched things up to say that it's okay to stay with an abusive man, a cheater, liar, as long as you're getting his money.
However, Shera is not a relationship guru at all. She identifies more with being a financial advisor, being pro-woman, and if anything, promoting how women can get what they can out of these men because these men will eventually toss them aside and throw them away for somebody more attractive, younger, and more convenient than them. So she's pro get what you can out of men. And it's unfortunate because I did see her as a relationship guru because she's married and she's constantly giving relationship advice. So that's what I saw her as. But she's not. If anything, she more so claims herself to be a hypergamist, and she's also a witch, literally. But we'll talk about that later in this video. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't trust a lot of relationship gurus, especially ever since the Derrick Jaxn situation. Now, most of us know Derrick Jaxn was a very popular relationship guru, self-proclaimed, happy, married man who was fucking the dog shit out of his mistress. He was cheating on his wife. He embarrassed his wife. And we all thought that he was in a happy relationship. He seemed very knowledgeable and that he had an idea of what it means to be in a good relationship and how to attract an ideal partner. And everyone pretty much trusts his judgment because he seemed like such this sweet, innocent, beautiful chocolate man. You know, we all thought that he was just this innocent, sweet soul. Come to find out, he was doing dirty shit behind the scenes, allegedly giving his woman STDs. He was allegedly out here cheating on her with multiple different women. She was allegedly playing the role of being his wife, even though she knew he was cheating. Come to find out, he was an abuser and he was a narcissist. I know everyone throws that damn word around, but apparently he was a narcissist. And come to find out, it was all just a facade. So ever since that day, I kind of side-eye a lot of relationship gurus, like people like Kevin Samuels, the Fresh and Fits, the Pearls, all these people who get on the internet and tell you how you can find your ideal partner. If you want to find your ideal partner, all you really got to do is just figure out what you want, be who you are, and eventually you'll get what you want. As long as you're intentional and you're serious and direct. Anybody can get what they want. All you got to do is just put your mind to it. And realistically, you should just date what makes sense to you. Some people are okay with going 50-50 in a relationship. Others are not okay with going 50-50 in a relationship. And that's okay. Now, Shera7, also known as Sprinkle Sprinkle Lady, has pretty much gained a lot of popularity within the past, honestly, 12 months because a lot of her videos have gone viral on TikTok. Her rants, her commentary, her live streams, many people have pretty much chopped it up and have reposted it on multiple different social media platforms, and people absolutely love this woman. She's comical, she's witty, she's charming, she has a big personality, and she's not scared to admit that she didn't marry for love. She married because she was about that bag, and she got exactly what she wanted.
She may be 44 and married in a relationship with a man that takes care of her, but best believe at 44, she's still giving a lot of women game on how to get what they want out of men, and best believe she's not saying anything new.
How do you ask men for money without feeling bad like this? Do you want to make me happy right now? Yeah, of course I do. I want to make you happy too. But later on. Well, what do you want? No, I don't know. I don't know if I should tell you yet. Come on, what is it? Then whisper in his ear like this. I want you to take me to the ATM and give me as much money as you choose. It's kind of a kink. I just want to see what you're going to give. It's going to be like, okay, let's go. Then you're going to say, no, never mind. You're going to tease them a little bit. You're going to be like, never mind. How about the next time we see each other, you just bring it to me?
That is her most viral video on TikTok, and along with a plethora of other videos.
James and I first started dating. He gave me this cheap jewelry set that was probably $99, and I threw it at him, and I told him I don't ever buy me that type of stuff again. And back then I was like about 22 or 23 years old, and I could say stuff like that because I was young and I could easily replace him. You know, that wasn't for me. I know that he got the wrong one. That's for that other one. That's not for me. That wasn't for me. That maybe that's what you give your wife, but that's not what you give your girlfriend.
There's so many news articles because she's pretty much scratched that mainstream service. She's been on so many media news outlets, and there's even articles like The Guardian that refer to her as the female Andrew Tate. So she's really making an impact for a lot of women, and a lot of women absolutely love her. Now, many people think that she's just this new trendy YouTuber influencer, but that's not the case at all. Shera has been on YouTube for about 10 years, and Shera has been making content for fun and laughs and giggles for the past decade, and people have absolutely loved her ever since. She's always had a nice small fan base, but this whole city girl, get what you can out of men type of videos have pretty much catapulted and elevated her channel to the mainstream world. And let me just say that we can all thank Kevin Samuels for even popularizing these conversations that we have every single week about what it means to attract your ideal partner. Ever since the rise of Kevin Samuels, we always see struggle relationship gurus and struggle commentators give their ideas and their take on how you can attract a high value partner, all while majority of these people are single and not happily married.
But Shera seems to be happily married, or happily taken care of. We don't really know if she's happily married because we don't know if we could trust her judgment considering all the things she and her husband have gone through. Now, let's talk about that a little bit in this video on how she got with her husband and who her husband is. Now, people have been able to identify who her husband is, and she's married to a man who's twice her age, probably in his 60s, late 60s, named James A. Scott. And he works in the tech industry, does excellent for himself, and they're both based in Houston, Texas. Now, people were able to find his LinkedIn profile, and he's definitely been able to take care of himself for a very long time. But many people don't realize or understand how she was able to bag the man of her dreams.
What would you do if James cheated? I really don't even look into his stuff to even know if he would cheat or if he's cheating, but he home every night super early and sleep. So I don't know if I would really care. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not like the type of woman that's all up in his business. I don't care. I have goals. Super goals. Then midlife crisis. Any guy would cheat on you. Da, da, da. I don't care. That's not why I got married. Y'all act like I got married for the same reasons that you think you're supposed to get married. That's not why I got married. Can I mention some of my goals? World domination. I'm gonna have me a travel YouTube channel and be like, y'all remember when I used to do them videos about them dusty men? I told y'all should have got married. Look at me. Look where I am. Look at my hotel room. Look at this. This called that ink. That's that good insurance. That's that good Social Security.
Now, to add further context on who she is and why she clearly doesn't care about her man cheating on her, the reason why she doesn't care is because that was her intention when she got married. Now, many people don't know this, but before Shera got into a serious marriage with a man who took good care of her, Shera was actually a mortician. She basically used to do makeup for people in coffins, people who are dead, people who are deceased. And long story short, she made an amazing living off of it. Eventually, she got to a point where she was tired of working. She wasn't making enough money to sustain the lifestyle she wanted, and she was tired of being independent.
And so I was like, okay, well, I'll give this guy a chance. So I listened to what he said, and my questions came, so what do you do for a living? Then he told me some stuff I didn't understand, so must admit it was really technical. So he was working in IT, and he owned his own business. And so this was like in 2001. And then I said, well, what kind of car do you drive? Because I'm not, a lot of people say that they're the CEO of their company, but they're driving a Pinto. We fell in love, all that kind of, we fell in love before we moved in together. But we moved in together, we had a good life. We didn't have any kids or anything. We were just traveling, going here, going to Mexico, going to Vegas, going to, New Orleans, wherever we wanted to go. I didn't have to work. But he did say, you know what? I know you left your career. I know you really liked working in your field. Is there anything else that you're passionate about that you want to do? Because I don't want you to have any regrets in life. And I'm like, well, I kind of been watching the Food Network. I kind of like cooking. So he's like, well, why don't you enroll in culinary school? I'll pay for it. So I was like, okay. And so he wanted to better me. He wanted to make me a better person. He wanted to take care of me. He wanted to do this. And that's exactly what I wanted. I didn't want a man who wanted to use me like the funeral industry did. I didn't want a person that was going to hurt me like the things that like my career path did. I didn't want that. But I was a young 20-something-year-old attractive female, and I knew, how my sister lived and how easy it was to get that. And I was just tired of working. I'd been working since I was 14, y'all.
Now, I'll give her props because she owns who she is. Now, on top of that, many people don't realize that she didn't just bag a man she personally wanted. She bagged somebody else's man.
When I met James, he was married and he had a girlfriend, but I didn't know. Didn't know because, of course, guys lie. They see a pretty woman, they want her. They're not married, they ain't got a girlfriend. Oh, they single for the night. Yes. So, I asked him, are you married? He said no. I said, okay. He was in the store and I was waiting in the car or something. Or no, he was trying to get we were in the parking lot of the Marriott or one of them hotels, I don't know. And he was trying to get a room because he lived far away from where we were and he didn't want to drive because he had been drinking. So I said, just go get a room. We'll stay here, whatever. So he leaves his cell phone in the car. So while he's in there, the phone starts going off. And it's late. It's a little late. Maybe like 1 or 2 or something like that. It's late. All of a sudden, this phone starts ringing and it says home. I'm like, home?
Shera has said on numerous occasions that she's no stranger to dating wealthy men, and that man, James, is not her first wealthy man.
This just so happened to be the man that she wanted to settle down with because he actually fit a lot of the boxes that she wanted. But be careful the people that you seek guidance from, because when you see people like Shera, you got to understand everything she's dealt with and everything she's gotten came with a price. And you always see this in movies and TV shows. Tyler Perry even warned us in Diary of a Mad Black Woman that women like this, who always aim super high for the man that's not fully faithful, they always end up getting fucked over in the end.
You are not leaving.
No, I'm not leaving. But you are. There's a truck outside, it's full of gas, and I hired some guy to take you anywhere you want to go. I can't keep treating her like this, and my children, not seeing their daddy every night. I'm staying here and there.
Children.
2 boys. They need me.
It's me. How can you say this to me? How can you do this to me?
Goodbye, Helen. Now be a lady and leave quietly. No!
No, I am not leaving!
What?
No! No!
Think you ain't going?
No!
Be careful the kind of behavior you enable, because you will always inherit somebody's karma when you enable their bad behavior. Know that. And I will say that even though she's made it very clear that she's all about that bag, hell, can you blame her? A lot of women get cheated on for a lot less. A lot of women get tossed out for a lot less. There's some women who pay all the bills and they still get cheated on. There's women who go out of their way, slaving in that kitchen, cooking up a whole storm, and they still get cheated on and they still get thrown away by Dusty, Mr. Little Pookie, little Mr. Robert, who doesn't care about them no more because she burnt the fucking Hot Pocket. You know, like, women get a lot less. So I don't blame her for saying, get what you gotta get, because he might throw you away when he's done with you. So that way when you walk away, you still got a tangible item. Get something you need, because she really just teaches women that love is overrated. And deep down inside, a lot of men know this too. Love is overrated. That's why a lot of these men want what they want. That if they're going to go out of their way to pay the bills, they want X, Y, and Z done. And in a video where she titled the video My Story, she discussed a situation where she basically had to break away from her current husband. She discussed that while she was breaking away from her current husband, he made a bad decision and bad mistake after they had just bought their first home. And she basically decided to leave, get her own stuff, and be independent again.
A lot of bad things happened. Then we ended up separating, and I was independent again, and I had my own apartment. I worked. I was cooking again, stuff like that. And then a year later, we decided that we need to get back together for the kids. And he said, okay, well, you can pick the house this time. Whatever house you want, you go pick it, and we'll get back together. I miss y'all, da, 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 da. And so I was like, okay. So I go into the neighborhood that I've always wanted to live in. I go on hard.com and look up the house. And I was like, okay, this is what I want. He didn't give me a price range. He just wanted me back. So I was like, well, I'm going to make you pay, you know.
That alone just tells you who Shera is, and she owns it. The issue is she's a heavy hitter, and that's why a lot of people probably don't like her. The problem is everybody is still infatuated with the idea of finding true love and peace and harmony, and everybody wants a Cinderella story, but the truth is Cinderella ain't real. Cinderella is not a real fairy tale. It's all imagination. It's all fiction. True love does exist, and there are people that are truly in love and don't want anything to gain from each other but to just truly be in each other's lives. And to be honest with you, a lot of these successful women, especially a lot of these successful white women that get with these successful white men, they know their husbands are cheating. They know that when their husbands go on business trips, their husbands are sleeping with hookers and escorts, or are spending a lot of time with, you know, Becky with the good hair. But best believe a lot of these women aren't going anywhere, because they know good and well, especially a lot of these white women that got a ring and that are living real lavish, constantly going on vacations, they don't give a damn, because even though they may feel some type of way, they know that their bills are taken care of, they know they have a nice lifestyle, and they know that they wouldn't have the lifestyle they have if it wasn't for their successful man. I mean, look at Jaden Alexis, Blueface's baby mama, his first baby mama. She's always going back and forth on social media with Krishan, doesn't even know Krishan. She will literally catch an attitude if Blueface even steps out in the relationship, but yet she always comes swinging back. She's not going anywhere. She's the mother of Blueface's first child, and this man takes good care of her and her child. He puts nice clothes on her back. He got her in a nice-ass house. You You think she wanna give that up? Hell no. It's hard as hell for a lot of women to find a dude nowadays that's successful, doing well, and can keep her balanced. It can give her the lifestyle that she was awarded. Nah, fuck that. She gonna cook, she gonna clean, she gonna take care of the kids. She gonna be like, yes, daddy, no, daddy, whatever you say, and give him whatever he wants. She might bicker, argue, and she might have an attitude when he cheats, but she's not going anywhere. And that's how a lot of women like her see it. Like, at the end of the day, he may be cheating on me, but at least I'm stable. Megan James even said it the best.
You just wrote a whole list of...
But I'm gonna get the perfect man. But I'm just saying, like, he gonna have some issues. Like, everybody got issues.
So are you accepting to him cheating?
I believe in cheating respectfully. I never tell my man, like, oh, you can go cheat on me. So cheating respectfully to me is cheating where I don't find out, is having control over your other women, is using condoms and not having babies. Like, cheat respectfully, because believe it or not, your man is cheating. But I'm not leaving my man over a one-night stand with a bitch, period. I will only leave my man for three things. You bring me home an STD, you have a baby on me, or if you gay. Everything else is work outable for me.
Yeah.
You only even paid these successful men any attention because they were providers. If they weren't providers and didn't have all these money and they worked at Burger King, you probably wouldn't pay them any mind. So why should they just give their money to you or give all attention to you when you met them when they were already wildly successful? Not saying you can't get what you want, but I'm just saying Shera just teaching people to be more realistic. And a lot of men who are realist and real and upfront and honest about everything, shit, a lot of them agree with everything Shera has to say. Most of us oftentimes like to look at our grandmothers or our mamas for inspiration for finding our ideal partners, but a lot of women don't realize that a lot of your grannies was getting beat the fuck up. A lot of your grannies was getting slapped the fuck around and getting they shit rocked. And a lot of y'all don't realize that a lot of your mamas was getting cheated on, or a lot of your daddies were getting cheated on. A lot of us don't realize that a lot of times with relationships, it was realistically all about compromise. People believe that when it comes to marriage and relationships, that it's all about rainbows and sunshines and fairy tales, when that's not the case at all. A lot of times relationships are usually give and take, but marriages are usually a business. And if it wasn't a business, why do you think we have things such as court? Why do you think we have things such as legal documents and assets being tied together? Why do you think when you file your taxes, they ask you, are you married or are you single? Everything when it comes to marriage is a business, and that just is what it is. And when you're married, it comes with status and it comes with people respecting you a lot more, especially people respecting your relationship with your partner a lot more. There's just a lot more social status that comes with being in a marriage. However, Shera promotes the idea that women need to learn how to get what the fuck they can out of these men, because she herself did not marry the man that she loved. She married the man that she knew would advance her and elevate her. Shera has tried dating dudes for love, and of course it left her broken, abused, used, mistreated, and tossed away. And she dealt with a lot of people that she oftentimes likes to call Dusties. And she has no problem calling out Dusties on her YouTube channel.
Okay, you said you will knock me out? You must be super dusty with nothing to lose. This is how them Dusties talk. They don't mind spending the weekend and the summer in jail. Free food, right? Free food and shelter. Until tax season, you can get out for finding a pygmisha, right?
A lot of the reason why she's been able to get away with half the shit she's got away with is due to pretty privilege. Let's face it, she's a beautiful woman, and I'm pretty sure she was a dime back in the day. And the reason why a lot of women in this new age are just big on hypergamy and they're not scared to admit that they want to ask for some money is because a lot of women have gone through dating bums. People wonder why a lot of women have these insane standards on the kind of guy they want and how much money a guy should make in order to fuck with them. But the reason why a lot of these women have these high standards that a lot of people don't really understand is because a lot of women have dated bums. And I wish more people understood that. It is very common. And if you ask any woman that is honestly over the age of 25, she would probably tell you that she dated a bum at least once in her life. And it's not a pleasurable experience. A lot of times, a lot of women have dated bums because, truth be told, they were getting dicked down very good and they felt like they could eventually build this man up because they wanted to treat this man like he was a science experiment. And that doesn't benefit you at all. A lot of these dudes that are bums, they like being this way. They like attracting women that want to build them up because they can suck what they can out of you and then eventually take whatever resources you gave them and then they're on to the next. That's just a sad reality. A lot of times it doesn't pay to see potential in somebody if they're a bum, because most times you're not going to grow with them. They'll grow, they'll take the resources, and they'll move on and date somebody else that they feel like will align with them. So truth be told, that's why a lot of women have high ass standards.
And if you're wondering how I know this, ask yourself this question. How many baby mothers do you know compared to wives? How many women do you know had babies with men that can't do anything for them? How many mothers and women do you know are genuinely struggling as single mothers to put food on the table and barely get any help as it is? People who think I'm being delusional, even men who may be listening to this, ask your mothers, your sisters, your cousin, your aunts, who are all single mothers or maybe single mothers who are struggling and who gave a chance to a Dusty who they wanted to build up and see the potential in. Ask around, and these women will tell you. Everybody wants to judge these women and say, "Oh, you're not cute enough to have high standards. You're too big." Ask these women what they've gone through, and they'll tell you a horror story of when they saw potential in someone that fucked them over. Just listen. Some of y'all who are men don't have a lot of women friends or a lot of women in your life that you listen to, and it shows.
I mean, look at Jasmine Guy. Most of us know Jasmine Guy from being in A Different World. Most of us know her for being, the grandma in The Vampire Diaries. And a lot of us love Jasmine Guy. A lot of us love her work. She's a beautiful woman, incredibly successful. But did y'all know that she actually went broke back in 2010 because she went through a crazy ass divorce back in the late 2010s with her ex-husband, who basically was a bum and sucked her dry of everything she had for the divorce.
That you were so fiercely protective of your private life. You got married, people didn't know, I understand that, and then you shared it, and then you had a public divorce and had financial struggles as related to that, and you opened up about that. And I was always curious why you wanted to be that vulnerable, or you needed to share that part.
I didn't need to. It was forced upon me. I mean, I felt like I got outed and therefore had to address some of the issues that were going on, not only with the divorce, but with me having to recuperate financially from it as well.
Which I think is a big moment, a big teachable moment for all of us. I mean, you talk about this show started at the pandemic when millions of people are out of jobs, and we have to focus on life and say, okay, if I don't have a job, do I still have purpose? Do I still have meaning? And so here you were, a really famous person, but now financially struggling. And you learn the meaning of life is not the money.
But money provides security.
Absolutely it does.
I mean, I didn't want money to go shopping. I wanted me and my kid to be okay.
100%, right.
So,
but you
and
worked
I have
hard.
a lot of love in my life. I have a lot of support. Sorry.
No, I wasn't prepared for this because I did not bring this up.
Because it's a
painful
horrible
reason.
feeling not to feel like you're going to be okay and you'll be able to take care of your kid. That's real simple.
You did.
With the help of her godparents, my parents, all my friends, my sister, the love in my life is very strong.
And our love and my love for you is real.
To the point where she was struggling financially. Yeah, that's why a lot of women have PTSD when it comes to dating bums. And that's why people like Shera have a place. And that's why she's incredibly successful and well respected.
Shera has a cult following because she has not only made motivational videos and videos teaching women the game, but she has also taught a lot of women a lot of other things about wisdom and things she's gone through in her own personal life. She has written several books that you can find on Amazon, and she also has a spiritual YouTube channel where she talks about spell casting, magic, and how she reeled a lot of people into her life like her man using magic and manifestation, literally. Shera has gotten backlash throughout the years because Shera practices witchcraft. Now, she's not as open about it as she used to be, but she has no problem mentioning the fact that she does have a little bit of power in the witch world. Now, Shera said that she used a lot of techniques and a lot of magical techniques to reel her husband in and to bring a lot of manifestations into her life.
And I don't do love spells on my husband, y'all. I do binding spells. I do as I say spells because he already loves me. I don't need to know love spells. And I say that like a joke because, we're married. We've been married a while. We have kids. I know he loves me. I don't need to reassure myself that. That would be working in reverse for me to do a love spell on my husband because he already loves me. What you need to do after you've been married a while are the spells to keep him doing the things that he used to do or the things that he started off doing. I'm going to give y'all a few like little spells that I use to give people who are wanting love spells or spells to get you a husband or a wife or to bind someone to you. And I think I did a video like this before a while back. Okay, so today I'm doing a beauty spell for a client, and first I'm going to light an incense. I'm always having trouble with that fan. So this incense is Egyptian musk.
Now, I don't think voodoo, I don't think Santeria, I don't think magic, and I don't think witches are a bad thing. It's all about your intention and who you are as a person and why you're doing it. Any real witch or anyone that knows anything about magic knows that if you do anything bad to someone that doesn't deserve it, it'll literally come back to you tenfold. Because that's why you see a lot of people who are apparently witches and spiritual aging like gargoyles and looking like fucking cream cheese and aging like cream cheese. Now, I've known a witch or two in my days, and I'm not going to say how or why, but I've known a couple witches, and I will say that some of your faves, believe it or not, are actually witches or dibble and dabble in that kind of stuff. But that's another video for a whole other day. I don't really have a problem with her, and I don't see her doing anything wrong, because she's just promoting the fact that if you really want to elevate in life, love is overrated and that you need to wake up. True love does exist, and it is possible for you to find it and find someone that feeds your soul and makes you happy. But let's face it, true love is not going to pay the bills. True love is not going to help you elevate your stock. Because if you really dated someone that you loved and built life with someone that you love, let's be honest for a second, most of y'all would probably be struggling.
Listen, a lot of women, especially black women, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I will, in our society right now, black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men, right? There are a lot of black men who are successful, but for the most part, black women are making the money. So if you can find love, if that man works, at whatever job and is a good man and is good to you and honors the house and honors his wife and does what he can, because his gift may not be your gift.
Exactly.
That is okay. That's not somebody who's beneath you.
Yeah.
That's somebody who came to love you at your worth, right?
Yes.
And as long as he's secure in himself to know that, yep, she makes most of the money, all I can pay is the light bill. As long as she's comfortable enough to say, I'm going to cover the mortgage and all the other stuff, you've handled the light bill, baby, you can take me to dinner every now and then. That is fine.
As far as we know, this is coming from an unmarried billionaire. Let's be for real. So do yourself a favor, women and men. Don't listen to someone like Tyler Perry. Do whatever fits your agenda. Do whatever you want and do what makes you happy. But understand, money matters. We see it in almost every historical event. Money just simply matters. A lot of these women, however, have to obviously sacrifice something. Most of these women have to obviously share these men that are very high value and are very successful. Because truth be told, like Kevin Samuel said, unless you came up with this man and was with him before he was broke, you probably are going to get cheated on, and you're never going to get a faithful man that has a lot of money. Men in Africa know the drill. They know they got to fucking go to work, pay the bills, and make sure that the bills and the check goes straight to the woman, so that way she takes care of the household. And of course, men in the Middle East know the drill as well. Men even in Mexico know the drill. But unfortunately, westernized men who live in Europe and westernized men who live in places such as America don't understand the drill. A lot of westernized men feel like it's unfair and this is unreasonable and us straight men are tired of this shit. But the truth is this.
See me chime in and say I live a certain type of lifestyle, and if I'm going to be with somebody, they need to be able to provide my lifestyle or better. And I just feel like that goes with anybody. I feel like that goes for anybody. You're a hard-working individual. You don't want to have to take care of nobody, but you also want somebody in your corner so that if something ever happens and you need them, they're able to pick up your slack. That's all I was saying, because I do work and I do take care of myself, and I've always worked and I've always taken care of myself. And in the event that I ever date someone, you don't have to be rich, but you're not going to be poor. You can work at the post office, as long as I use my car as an example, but I always say, if my car breaks down, I need to know that if I'm stuck between a rock and a hard spot, you can pick up my slack. Because as the man in my life, it's your job to be a provider. And if you want to be the man in my life, you are going to provide. Not saying that you have to pay my bills or you have to take care of me, but in the event that I need something, I shouldn't have to pick up the phone and call my mom and dad when I'm a grown-ass woman and and excuse my language, but I'm fucking you. What does that look like? And that's why I said I have to be able to get more than hard dick and bubblegum, because there's a lot of people in the world that are giving themselves, or the lack thereof, and not getting anything in return and still having to go home and look at mom and dad. Perfect example, women go out in the world and they have babies by these men that can't help them, and then you have to go back home and look to your parents as a support system. And the only thing that I'm saying is, if I'm going to entertain someone, my parents are, or whoever is in my life, my family and friends are no longer a part of my support system. If I have a man that I'm laying my head beside every night, or if I have a man that's in my life claiming he is my man or wants to be in a relationship with me, there are duties that come along with being in a relationship, other than taking me out to eat and giving me some good dick when I'm horny. If anybody feels a particular type of way about it, you can take your opinion and shove it, because I make good money. And if you're going to be in my life, you need to be able to make good money too, because if something happens, if I need something, you need to be able to provide it.
Do what makes you happy and manifest what you want, and you'll probably get it. Everybody hates gender roles until they can't benefit from it. Everybody hates inequality when it comes to relationships and dating until they can't benefit from it or things don't go their way. All I'm saying is, whatever makes sense to you, go fucking get it. Even if it means marrying to advance your life, and it means getting cheated on, and it means having all expense vacations, I say do what makes you happy. And evidently, Shera is winning in my book, because she got exactly what she intentionally wanted. But that was that for this video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Give your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And yeah, that's that. Choice out this bitch. Why don't we fall in love? It's so many reasons. It's the only thing that matters to me. It's so many reasons. It takes such a load off to let you know that you're the only one I won't ever want to go. Think I never did know what to do. A love I never felt, now I feel for you. Why don't I just swallow each and every ounce of my pride? Everything you do, I want to feel again. Ain't no use for us to pretend, 'cause why can't we, why do we fall in love? That's all you get for free. Thanks for watching, y'all. Follow me on Instagram and join my Patreon.